The only thing better than a Game 7 is winning a bet on a Game 7. Welcome to Props and Parlays Today. We're going to go over the Oilers and the Panthers Game 7. We're going to look at the props in this game. Let's get into it. I'm Andy from WagerTalk.com. And we'll start with our good friend Sam Bennett. And what are we looking at in Sam Bennett? Well, if you like trends, which you guys know I do, Sam Bennett's shots on goal, he has not gone over 2.5, and the books have stuck it at 2.5, and they're not moving off of it. So he goes 2-2-2-2 to start the season, but man, last couple games, the shots on goal haven't been there for Florida, and they certainly haven't been there for Sam Bennett. He only has 1 in the last game, and he had 0 in the game before that. Hard to believe that Bennett would go the entire series without going over 2.5 shots on goal, but stats don't lie. Even the games that the Panthers had a lot of shots on goal, Bennett just wasn't getting there. So if you're looking at a play to get started, Sam Bennett might be worth a look. It's minus 150. To some, that's a little bit too much juice. I would be okay with it. It's kind of border on the line there. You guys know I love stats, but it's kind of one of those where the last game we talked about taking Tarasenko over and we talked about taking Hyman under. They were both juiced, and they went 1-1. So you got juiced out if you took both of them. We talked about those streaks being possibly a little bit unsustainable, and sure enough, one of them came to an end. We'll talk about Zach Hyman because his streak continues here. Now the books, minus 175. It's a little steep, but it's not steep if it keeps winning. The books are still at 3.5 shots on goal. And we look in this series, and 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. Guess the pattern says he's going to go for 3, but it's just a big number. These games just are not having a lot of shots on goal. In fact, I mean, you look at this, the last game, 21 shots on goal for Florida, only 19 saves, or I'm sorry, 19 shots allowed and only 16 saves for Bobrovsky there. So it's not like Edmonton was just peppering the net with all kinds of shots. So, they get the 2. By the way, pouring out for under bettors. What was that? 2 empty netters at the end. Oh, yikes. So yeah, Hyman maybe that gets into some kind of up and down pond hockey type thing where there's a bunch of shots, but the trend just says that Hyman just isn't getting there. And trying to get 4 shots on goal is a lot for either of these teams. This is an Edmonton team that has killed, 19 to 20 penalties, and this is a Florida team that's, top 2 in shots on goal allowed. So you got teams that just don't allow a whole lot of shots. So we talked about Tarasenko. We've talked about him a lot. He finally goes under on his 1.5 shots on goal. An incredible streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games in a row with going over 1.5 shots on goal. It finally comes to an end. I still think you probably go back to playing it if you've been playing it all series. Actually, I take that back. If you've been playing it all series, I told you guys to stop playing it last game, and you saved a loss. So if you've profited off this play, I think you take your profits and run. If you haven't played it yet this series, I think it is probably worth a sprinkle tonight. Gone over 9 out of 10 games. Just came up 1 short, and their books are still leaving it at 1.5. So it's been a hell of a run for Tarasenko. So I do have a best bet in this game tonight, guys. That is up at WagerTalk.com. We did not have a best bet in last game. I'm glad I didn't. But there's a play that really sticks out based on all the numbers and the situation in the Game 7. So I would encourage everyone to grab that. It's been a dream season. 79-46. 79-46 this season. So number 1 in winning percentage, number 3 in ROI, number 3 in units gained for this season. It's just been an insane season. So it would just be an amazing feeling. Not would be. It is going to be an amazing feeling when we cash this one in Game 7 to cap off the year and get our 80th NHL win of the year. So grab that over at WagerTalk.com. Like I said, it's just been an amazing season. It's been a big source of profit this year, and I love how we've picked our spots. I love how I haven't played these in every single game officially on Wager Talk. So it's been perfect bankroll management for this season. It's been great picking our spots. And Game 7, we're looking forward to cashing. So grab that over at WagerTalk.com, Andy Lang's profile page, wt.buzz/AL. Let's keep going through a few more of these. Not a whole lot else I see in the shots on goal prop market. So just not a lot of streaks going on. I mean, Lundell's got the longest streak at 3. So you could go to him, but he's not getting way over shots on goal. He's only getting like barely over. So I think we covered the shots on goal. Let's take a look at the points. Man, these are tough. I talked about playing Connor McDavid. Talk about playing his under 1.5 points in this series, and you'd be up a little bit because I believe it was plus money on the under. So even with the 5 goals in last game, he didn't have any points. But game 7, man, you got to believe McDavid's going to be involved in the scoring. And I guess the other thing you have to look at with this game is you kind of have to tell yourself, or you have to go with the narrative. Do you think Florida's done? Do you think they're so shell shocked that they're just going to mail it in? And we saw online about ticket sales and how Edmonton Oiler fans are buying up a ton of them, and there's planes full of Oiler fans going down there. Are the Florida fans really that interested in this? I don't know. I think it's closer than people think. Florida Panthers, I mean, it's game 7 for them too. It's not just Edmonton. They're at home, backs against the wall. I think it's going to be about as physical as it could get tonight. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Edmonton just blows their doors off after Florida gives up the 3-0 lead, but there's a lot of pride on that Panthers team. So I expect it to kind of be mucky, ugly, 2-1 type of game. OT would absolutely make sense for a game 7 in this one. So when you're looking at props, you have to try to figure out what you think the storyline is going to be in this game and how you think it's going to play out. So if you think Edmonton's going to go down there and just run all over them, you're probably looking at McDavid over 1.5 points. Let's see some guys that have not been doing that well. Reinhart, you can get him to not have a point. It's still at plus money. It's gone 3 games in a row. What a nice play this would have been, all 3 games at plus money. So again, if you think Florida's going to struggle, you can look at some of these unders on these Florida Panther players. Verhaeghe is another guy. He had 1 point last game, but only had 2 points the entire series. So this has been a profitable play. Again, if you think Florida's going to struggle, you can be looking at those. Warren Fogle, odd that this is the guy with the long streak of points, but numbers don't lie. So plus money to the over. I would fight it pretty hard to keep riding this streak. So, but it's plus 150, and he's been really good. So I'm trying to think if there's any others. A lot of these are pretty priced out of our range. So I think we've talked about assists a couple times. And we're kind of looking at the under of assist. Barkov is priced well. Nugent Hopkins, we talked about Nugent Hopkins to not have an assist. Of course, he had one last game. That's his first of the series. So he just doesn't really, he hasn't been putting up a lot of points. Like, what does he have? 2 points in the entire series. So, he has, 1 goal and 1 assist. So you could take his under assist at minus 165. Not a bad price on that one. Think there really hasn't been anybody that's really been tearing it up assist wise to take the over. I mean, McDavid 1.5. There's no reason to take 1.5 assists on McDavid. Just take the points in case he gets there. So assists, I think you're looking at over, or you're only looking at unders. Block shots, Aaron Ekblad, man, guy just keeps going over 1.5 block shots. This one I think is pretty good. It's game 7. These guys are going to go all out to try and deflect shots. So Aaron Ekblad, man, I mean, look at these numbers, like 3-2, 4-2, 3-2. So he's really been deflecting a lot of shots, and that's at an 8-game streak there. And then I think we talked about, Mikola. Only has 2 block shots the entire series. Doesn't have any block shots in the last 4 games. So if you can find that at minus 165, that is looking like a pretty good one as well. Those are your blocked shot markets. And then saves. This has been a really, really, really tough market here. I guess I would look at Bobrovsky under. Edmonton hasn't had a ton of scoring chances, but last 3 games, man, when they've had scoring chances, they've taken advantage of it. So it's kind of like the quantity over quality thing there. For Skinner, I don't really know what to do with Skinner. I don't have an opinion on that one, but I would be looking at Bobrovsky under on his saves. So, yeah, if Edmonton gets a couple goals early or just gets like a 1-0 lead and just hangs on. I mean, if Edmonton gets up 2-0, that under is going to hit like ridiculous because Edmonton's just going to go into defensive mode. They're going to hold the puck. It's just going to get an ugly game. So, yeah, if you're looking for under saves on Bobrovsky, which I would be looking at, then you're absolutely looking to hoping that Edmonton gets a couple goals early. So, I think that's all for the props that we have today. So, I was going to do our recap from last week. Last week was terrible. Our PFL plays were bad. Our cross-sport parlays were good. But I was going to recap that, but we're going to save it for tomorrow because I don't think we have a whole lot of content tomorrow. We'll talk about some golf. We'll talk about some tennis parlay pieces. I will tell you Wimbledon is coming up very soon, and we've got qualifiers this week. So look, all access clients, look for some of those plays. I know we've got at least one that's going today live. So qualifiers for Wimbledon last year were very, very good. So we're going to fire away a couple early in the week, and if they go well, then we're going to keep doing them. We found some great spots last year. So, but get ready for Wimbledon. Wimbledon has been a moneymaker since Corbin and I teamed up at WagerTalk. All the tennis majors have really been great. Our last tennis major was absolutely fantastic. So I'm looking forward to some tennis profits. As for what we're going to have this week, it's not a great week in PFL. There's a couple decent spots. UFC, okay spots. We do have a Formula One race, which we were great on Formula One this week, so really happy with that. Golf tournament sucks this week. I think Ricky Fowler's the biggest name in there since we're coming off of some elevated events. So there's not a lot of great spots, but we don't need a whole lot of great spots to turn a profit this week. So it starts tonight with NHL, though, with that NHL best bet. And then we may go a few days without an official play. So we're trying to make that 3% each week, and we're going to try and get a chunk of that tonight with the NHL play. So looking forward to cashing in Game 7. Go grab that NHL play. Going for an 80th win of the season. We're 79-46 on the season. And please hit the like button, guys. Leave me a comment. Let's see. Word of the day. We'll go with pack. Yeah, we'll go with the word of the day is pack. Leave me a comment with the word pack in it. See if you can work that into Game 7 tonight. So, Oiler fans, good luck to you. Panthers fans, good luck to you. Should be a great one. And we'll be back tomorrow. We'll go over last week's recap, and we'll go over some parlay pieces and some other ways to turn a profit here on Props and Parlays Today. Good luck. We'll see everyone tomorrow.